Welcome to downtown Middletown, home of more than 200 independent businesses and restaurants.
This is usually a really important time of year for downtown Middletown, for Main Street, for the business community. It is important this year too, and it has to be arranged a little bit differently, not a little bit differently, but totally differently. And traditionally our small business Saturday kickoff happens right after Thanksgiving. With that Saturday being Small Business Saturday, we always try to work with the chamber and the Holiday on Main committee to highlight small businesses, encourage people to support those local institutions that really give downtown Middletown its character. And we did something like that this year. We had actually officials from the Small Business Administration, as well as our two U.S. senators, Dick Blumenthal and Chris Murphy, in town to talk along with myself and the chamber and our economic development officials in the city to talk to these folks, the Pedal Powers, the Work on Mains, the Art Julias of the world that are having to reorganize the way that they approach the holiday season. I heard from those businesses, we can get into specifics, but overall, I heard, like I said, a sense of resiliency, and that's the word that the chamber has really been using as well. Resiliency in the face of difficult circumstances. They are doing what it takes to keep their doors open, and to whether that's even if that's online doors, and to keep going. But they're also nervous, and they're frustrated with the lack of action, the lack of follow up to the PPP program, and the ongoing nature of this, the fact that it is just been something where we haven't been able to see the end of what it looks like for what's been a really long stretch. The fact that there's a vaccine coming, I think, is promising to a lot of folks, but it's not enough to keep these businesses in the shape that they need to be in if they're going to recover successfully.
Particularly restaurants, when I've been talking to these businesses, are concerned about why the government isn't doing something more to bail them out. What do you think is the appropriate government response to the crisis at hand?
Well, I think that the approach that other countries have taken, where that we started inching towards back in the spring with extended unemployment insurance, I think that is what we need to be looking to. Really should have been looking to it a long time ago, and I hope that it re-enters the conversation as we head into the next administration. But in many ways, the damage is already done. I think almost every day now about this photo that I saw a couple of weeks ago of a huge concert in Taiwan. Thousands of people gathered. This was a couple of weeks ago. And they had, in the caption, it noted that there had been a single transmission of COVID-19 anywhere in the country for like 200 days.
Unfortunately, the COVID numbers aren't as bright here in Connecticut, which reached a 7.13% test positivity rate last week. Restaurants like Esca are not feeling successful.
You don't know how long you can continue like this when, the average consumer isn't coming in. Right. So, you just kind of hold on tight, hope for the best, and hope that, like I said, the state and federal will come through and help us out here.
The fortunate thing, again, is that restaurants are being largely asked to sort of figure this out on their own, without the support that would allow them to close down temporarily but not lose their business. These are not businesses that operate on wide margins. They are scraping by day to day in a normal economic climate. And so I'm both sympathetic to what all the restaurants are trying to do in terms of just trying to be as creative as they can. But I think that outdoor dining, or the lack of outdoor dining, is going to make for a very difficult winter. And so what I would encourage people to do is to order takeout from your local restaurants. And I think that as much as this has been challenging, a lot of restaurants have done amazingly well in Middletown with takeout. Some are doing more business than they were doing prior to the pandemic, because they jumped on just changing that model and advertising takeout and making that their new normal. So I would encourage people to, if you have the disposable income, to share it with the businesses that are going to most need it. I would also suggest, if in addition to, going out and doing indoor dining, as long as it's in accordance with the guidelines, which all of our businesses, again, are really doing a great job of sticking by, buy a gift card. Buy a gift card as a gift, for yourselves, for your family members. And that puts dollars into these restaurants' pockets right now, without you having to necessarily go out now if you don't feel comfortable doing that yet. So, a lot of people buy gift cards in $20 or $50 increments, but if you can do it this year, buy it for a larger increment and then just use it for all of next year, once the vaccine is here and once we're back up and running. So that's a really good way to support these businesses. And you can also do that with the downtown downtown business district, which can be used at most of the restaurants downtown. And again, that money goes right back into the pockets of our local vendors or our local economy.
Businesses outside of restaurants in Middletown are faring much better.
Model is there for people that don't want to come into the store, and what we find most often happens is that people will kind of shop online but then call us and ask if we have something in stock that they saw online. So it's kind of boosting our business in that way. It's serving as a way for people to shop without actually coming into the store. And then when they come in to pick up the items that they saw online, they'll probably pick up something else. Especially if the store is not busy at the time and they feel comfortable walking around in here, then they can spend a little time in here and see what we don't have online, because I can't possibly get everything up there.
Well, we've been around 80 years, and a lot of things have happened in 80 years, recessions and downturns, and nothing quite like this, obviously. But what I think that taught us as a company was to be adaptable to change and to think outside of the box. We're small. We're a small family business, so we're able to just adapt and pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and soldier on.